I am having more issues with this thing. Like I've been working on it for about maybe an hour this morning, although I was a little distracted because I was on the phone with my mother. So what we're going to do here is see if we could take a look at this thing, figure out as what is happening here. So let's look at this. See if we can spin this around so it doesn't fall over. All right, so I am attempting to. I checked the fuel delivery, but it is fuel. At least it seemed like it. But I guess I'm just gonna verify again because I couldn't honestly tell if it was going to continue. So that's one of those things where I'm like, okay. So let's just try because it seems like it will start, but then it will die. And I don't know. It's got a new carburetor. So we're just kind of logging some of the changes that we've done over here for a minute. Turn the choke on. Battery's dead. And kind of the issue that was happening. So that's with the choke on. So let's see what it does here with a little bit of gas. I'm also wondering if it's a vacuum thing, but it seems to be like it's not getting enough fuel, which other people have said like maybe what's happening is it's just there's enough to get it started, but there's not enough to keep it running. I feel like that's slightly crooked. What's up, Joe? How you doing? Ted, nice to see you guys. So let's see if we can, I'm gonna pull this off, this fuel line. And I don't know if any of you guys have these generators, but apparently these seem like a fairly common issue. Let's get ourselves a screwdriver here to get on the back side of this. You look like Jason, Samoa Jason. Yeah, actually I got that a lot before when I had longer hair. Viewer. Mike, I'm not engaged or married yet. I know there's people out there that have been. How old are you, Mike? What's your story, dude? I've been married twice, but I'm not married now, so. Yeah. Although half the time I don't know if people are trolling me and you're like 12 years old, so. In which case, not legal to marry. Admittedly, this thing is kind of a pain. These clamps, it's like, can't we just put regular clamps on? And why does the carburetor seem loose? Because I believe it is loose. Maybe that's part of the problem, eh? You're 36. Like your stream. Thank you, I appreciate that. I have a wedding ring for your right ring finger. You're 36, not married. Well, Yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, I have a lot of single friends that are in their 30s and not married, or have been married and divorced. Relationships are not easy. I even wonder, I mean, I date here and there, but not a lot. I wonder if that could be the issue here. Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe it's just that. Maybe I overthought it. I didn't realize my son, he's 12, he helps me on this. Sometimes we start something, then we stop it, and we can't figure it out. I'm gonna try this real quick. See, so the problem here is that it's starting, but it's not staying running continuously. It is with the choke on, so let's try the choke off and see. It really doesn't like when I turn the choke off. What is that noise? So then I also thought it could be a vacuum problem, but I'm gonna check fuel delivery just because I feel like maybe if it's not getting enough fuel, that could be the problem. I guess it's easy enough to pull this off the bottom of the carburetor. I'll pull you guys over here. And if you guys have any ideas, I'm not by any means a master mechanic. Let's see if that's a decent enough spot. Looks like enough fuel, right? Assume. Alright, so back at this. So we have, unless maybe we hooked up vacuum lines backwards, which could have been an issue. I would say it appears that I have enough fuel going to this, unless the float is, I don't know. I guess here's my next question is, because that's supposed to have a vacuum hose down to this little vacuum canister, which I'm thinking might be my next issue. So I might have to figure out what to do with that. So let's come back over here. Lean in against the kitty litter. Alright, so let's put this under here. Device up here. Up in here. How are you guys doing? I don't know who's watching today, but thank you for checking in. It's been a while since I've done anything mechanical, so it's actually nice. It's nice to be able to get outside and do some of this. Although we did get out to ride some dirt bikes, which was awesome. So now coming back to, gotta fix this, sell some stuff. I got another dirt bike in the shop right now. It's an old, I don't know if you've guys seen my post, but it's a 74 175 XL. What's up, Luke? How are you? Where are you from, Luke? Okay, so as long as we know that fuel delivery is good. I got off the part that was torn. Actually, use your brain, Kyle. Where did that piece go? Oh. That is my my clamp that I shot off of there. Well, that's subscribe from Georgia. Okay, cool. I've been out there a couple times. You didn't need a clamp. Yeah, I don't think I probably do. Do you know anything about fixing generators? Because I've been through the gauntlet on this thing, and I'm an okay mechanic. I guess I'd say that. But yeah, it'd be awesome if you have any idea. It starts, but it doesn't stay running is the problem. If your hose is too big. Yeah, I guess the whole thing here is that I am just trying to fix this up to sell it, so I just want it to look and be as complete as possible. So hopefully we can get top dollar for it. Although the funny part is, I say that, and this clamp is missing. This clamp is different, I guess, is the more accurate expression of speech, is what I meant. Why do they make these just big enough that they barely fit? Like, couldn't you just engineer them to squeeze a little bit further? Or is it just meant so that I squeeze it on the very beginning and not, I just squeeze it while I put it on instead? That might be. And imagine if it's hot in Colorado, it's gotta be hot in Georgia right now. Is that true, Luke? Okay. That's probably. Alright, so we have fuel. Did you guys see what it was doing before? I don't know how long you guys have been watching, but I have two generators. You have a carb problem. Well, I thought that too, and I cleaned out the carburetor, and I cleaned it out, put it back on, and it was doing the same thing. So I was like, I still feel like I have a carburetor problem. So I pulled it off, and brake cleaner, yeah, 95 degrees, that sounds hot. Okay, so yeah, I'll start it up. So we'll do it with the choke on. I was checking for fuel because somebody suggests that maybe my filter was clogged, either in the tank or maybe the switch was not working over here for like turn it, because this is one of the dual fuel, so I could run it on propane, which I thought maybe I can just sell it and say that it only runs on propane. And I'd probably get a little bit less money, I would imagine. But I don't have a filter in the fuel line, but I potentially have one in the tank, and I just haven't looked at that yet. So that would be, I would say that'd be next step, but I already checked and the fuel flow seems adequate for this generator. I don't know if you saw that, but so I'll show you what it's doing. So chuck is on. It ran longer that time. Do you want me to look and see if I have a filter? I'm about certain that I do, because I just watched another YouTube video trying to see if that was my problem. So let's look. Maybe I'll try this again just to see if it does anything better. Sorry, you guys are on a hill. Like when I turn it on to like run at normal speed, it doesn't like that for whatever reason. Although, I just noticed I have this. What is that supposed to be doing? Like, my child and I. Let's try messing with that, maybe. Maybe that's the throttle, I'm guessing. All right. Do you have a filter or air take the choke off? You have an engine problem. What like timing? Because I've actually heard that in like a Harbor Freight generator. Like I was having an issue with that. It's very similar because it also, like I don't know if you can see, but it does look like to some degree. So I'm not quite sure where to set this. It seems like it's, sorry, fix that. I could imagine it could be timing, but it's also like, what can come out of time on these? Like, do they have a timing gear inside of there? Could it also be vacuum? I'm wondering if it could be vacuum. Some part of something that's not. I mean, that vacuum goes to the fuel tank, and then I have this one down here that I don't know where that actually goes because I don't see. Maybe that goes to the air filter box. I'll show you that as well. Do you have small wrench or screwdriver? Yeah, I do. Yo, B went down your shirt. That wouldn't be good because I'm allergic to them, I think. So I was looking on this too. So I was like, well, I felt like there was a vacuum. It looks like it, but there's no actual hole on there. but we do have this hole. So I'm thinking, well, and actually that hole, I wonder if that, I'm losing part of my gasket, that might be, could that affect how this thing runs as well? Small wrench and screwdriver. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, is that helping, or am I not showing you what you need to see? So here's the engine. You don't think that the carburetor, I mean, I feel like it should run without this hooked up. I think this goes into the air box, and then there's another, this goes up to there, I believe. Unless one of those goes into the air box, which I'm not quite entirely sure, to tell you the truth. Okay, you are missing a tube. Is that, yeah, I feel like I'm missing a couple of them. So it's kind of my thought is, do I need to put those, do I need to go get those real quick and then I can come back, toss them on, and I would assume that might be it, right? What do you think, Luke? Listen, I think there's a little bit of lag. I'm gonna button this up so I can run to the store. I seem to think, I mean, I know a lot of those vacuum hoses are unnecessary, but yeah, it might work, but I don't really know how to explain. I would need to be there with you to help you. All right, well, do you think that what I should do next is, so I have this, because this has that hole and it has that hole, which I believe that would probably help give vacuum, right, to the carburetor, because it seems like the carburetor is doing a lot of sputtering, and I thought it was a carburetor as well, because I was like, oh, it's just a fuel delivery, and I was like, I don't know, maybe it's something else. So we've done a couple things. So I also checked fuel flow, which I believe is fine, like just gravity feed from that line. You don't need that, okay. Well, I mean, at some point I think I probably should at least get the air filter for it, just so when it is running. But I thought maybe if I have it more complete, then I can at least see. But I don't know, the stuff online, I'm not. You're missing your needle. A needle on the carburetor. So I guess let me put this over here. Well, for the carb, well, I can look. You want me to pull that off? I could pull off the carburetor probably relatively quick, and then we can take a look at it. I think it's just like a 10 mil and pulling the vacuum hoses off, which isn't too bad. For the carb, Is it possible that the float could be stuck too? And it's getting, I don't know, I don't think if it had too much fuel and I switched it over, but it's like if it's, because that's weird, right? Like, why would it be doing that? Although we did have a gasket flipped, and I wonder if we flipped that back. Let's check that out real quick. I'll just separate my parts back. It's just like, why do I have these parts in here? That's in the top of the generator thing. I don't know. What's up, Excavation? How you doing, buddy? It's been a while. You sent a, what is that? What did you send, Excavation? A diamond? What is a diamond? I don't even know what a diamond is, dude. But how you been? How's work? Yeah, your float could be stuck. That's one reason why the needle is in there. Yes, it has. Yeah, this is the same generator. Still trying to figure out what the issue is. Sorry, I got like some sort of gnat in my face. You think it isn't in there? Okay, let's take a look. Excavation, what have you been up to, man? Okay, so let's pull that off real quick. It's like leaking fuel. Oh, no bueno. Where did Excavation go? He's been on here for a while. Let's have a 10 mil wrench. You're broke. Luke, why are you broke? You seem like you got some skills, man. Isn't in there. Don't turn the carb upside down. No, I'm not gonna turn it upside down. I think we had a gasket upside down. Excavation. Been super busy with work, and my son, he just turned 6 a few weeks ago. Oh, awesome, man. Happy birthday to him. And how's work been? Sounds like it's been good. Oh, Luke, you're 14. Okay, that's cool. You work on small motors. You could probably pick up some free lawnmowers around the block and fix them and resell them. Excavation, I don't think you've been on to see any of those Bible studies recently, have you? They actually were, I felt like they were pretty interesting. So, we have this, but this was what we were talking about, was this gasket. So originally like that, and I'm wondering, because it has this hole in it, if maybe it's supposed to be carb plate, which kind of makes you wonder, but that can't really go on. just cut it. No, can't. Alright, so that is in there. The spring, I don't know where the spring exactly goes. So, you think it's the needle, huh? Let's turn off the fuel. Alright, so, let's see what's up. Excavation, what did you guys do for your son's birthday? Luke, you know as much as a 78-year-old. Well, does that mean your grandpa was teaching you? I don't, and yes, I did get a haircut. It's all gone. It's all gone. Thank you for noticing. 1 week we have a lot of work, do the work, and then no leads. It is a cycle, but I've watched them and they're... Oh, okay, awesome. So you're up to speed on Daniel then. That's good to hear. Have you seen any of the ones with Richard? Turn the gasket upside down and put it on trust, just so you just turn the carb upside down. Oh, you meant don't turn it upside down at all? Yeah, it is leaking out, so, I wonder if I messed something up. Let me see what I can do here real quick. Turn the gasket, you said? So instead of like that, to like this. It doesn't look like it fits. So one thing that I was looking at is it doesn't look like it fits that. But I can also flip it like that. What did you mean to do? Other way. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a minute to respond because I think that... Okay, I'm gonna ask you like this. There's a black guy behind me. I don't think so. I'll hold the phone and pull it out of this little stand. Okay. So. Alright, so that's how I have it in there. But I feel like so is this right, Luke? Or feel like, and that gasket has a little tear in it. I don't think that's a huge deal. I thought it should fit like this. Because then that little hole right there, I feel like that's important that it gets air. So I felt like it went like that. Because like this, that bolt hole doesn't line up. And then this way, obviously it all looks convoluted. Like that too. So like this, correct? And then, so I'm gonna pull that up here. So if we're in agreement, right, that should be like this. Because you can even see the recess in there behind that. Make the little hole line up. Okay. So the little hole is lined up with that. So I'm gonna put it up there. So then on the carburetor side, Should we pull that apart and see if that valve, is where it needs to be? I do feel like my glasses are so dirty. Okay, so the little holes lined up. Okay, so we're good on that. And then yeah, check the float and the needle. Well, that's why I pulled the carburetor off, was to do that. So, but I thought we were doing so, okay, what do I need? Let's work just, I'll get my Allen wrenches. Okie dokie, so. Let's see, do I need to pull that off? Alright, so I have this guy for the needle. I don't know what actually that does when it's hooked up to everything else, but put everything back on rather tight, or maybe it hasn't been off yet. Kyle, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. Are you? And what would you do it on? Your work stuff? That'd be kind of cool. Don't lose it. Okay, yeah. All this stuff is up there. Or don't loosen it. Yeah, what would you do? Excavation. And you sent me a diamond. I don't know what a diamond is, but I appreciate it. If you have questions about starting a YouTube channel, I can tell you my experience. I'd rather have a ratchet. Because I've put in a lot of time, although it is a good way if you're trying to create like an external motivation, like it creates another form of accountability, but it's like having another job at times. Make sure I'm getting what you told me to. Luke Williams, you've been doing YouTube for 5 years. You have 298 subscribers. Well, Luke, if you need help with ideas, I can help you. Probably work stuff and some comedy. That would be pretty cool. I would watch it. I don't know. I watch YouTube for more like functionality and like learning. So like if you were doing a excavation project and I could learn, I could probably look it up. Am I supposed to be doing this? Can't remember if this whole thing spins or not. This ratchet just kind of sucks. It's a shorty. Yeah, so I think excavation found because I was actually digging this hole back there for a sewer line, but that's how we got linked up, I think, right? And then a couple of the Bible study ones, but yeah, YouTube is hard. So I'll be honest, I've been grinding at it. I have almost 700 videos up, and I have 2,100 subscribers. I got monetized in January after about a year, and so far I've made about $110. So that's kind of, I think, and I'll be honest, is that, I mean, I'm in the investment business, so I see a huge degree of residual recurring revenue potential from it. But the problem is that you have to put in all that work up front. So, I mean, if you're like this stuff, if you can already do it and you can basically take what you're doing and you can show other people how to do something that you're already doing, then you're not duplicating your time. Then it's worthwhile. I feel, golly, it's like I need to disconnect this so I can get this sucker loose here. But I feel like, you know, versus just doing the job and getting it done, like I make a lot better money just doing the job and getting it done. But I do feel like this is something that could pay dividends on your time. So once you do the job, people can go back and watch it, and that's where the value is. But there's a lot of investment, and I mean, I'm, as you know, excavation. I don't even edit my videos and stuff, and it's still a lot, right? So just getting it set up, but you know, it's not, I don't know, it's not impossible, and relative to what your time is worth, that's another component altogether, you know. My time, so as I'm going back into my financial planning, that is worth about, right now I average about $50 to $60 an hour, so I do pretty good, but it has a lot higher return because I'm investing heavily into the future for that as well. And I took a lot of time off to do other projects, so as I continue to push forward, and now I'm more focused, so I'm not doing as much. Let me make sure I'm not losing this stuff. As I push forward on stuff, my rate of return is going to go up exponentially, because especially that stuff I'm working with appreciating assets, so over time my pay is going to go up in line with that. Alright, now we have this out, so we can take this over and mess with it on the truck bed. I guess, I don't know if that's too much information, but I feel like that's kind of interesting. Jesus loves you, don't forget. I agree. You probably would enjoy the Bible studies too, Luke. They can get a little bit intense, but I feel like that's something that's missing within our society, is we're full of getting into all sorts of other things that we don't invest in our spiritual, faith-filled side. We just want to feel like we want to be entertained, and the enemy wants to entertain us and just lull us to sleep and let us not realize our purpose. And I feel like that's actually super dangerous for our society, to be honest. Okay, so I have the float off. There's that valve, the needle valve. And what am I supposed to be looking for here? I wish I could send you a video of our work. Well, you can, man, if you want. Take the hose off. Your rate is 120 hours. Yeah, actually, that's a good question for you, because, yeah, $120 an hour for digging, that's, you know, $240,000 a year if you bill out the full time, which is great money. And then are you asking him or me? I do financial planning. He does excavation and think like septic tanks and stuff like that. But yeah, man, if and or when I develop this 40 acres that I have, I'm really deep into my praying about that, because I don't know if it's a distraction, because I feel like I really need to focus. And that's kind of what I've done since that last sewage job, has been almost 100% pure focus. I mean, I've done a couple little things, but that's also why I haven't been on here as much. But I've had some good years doing other stuff too, so I can't say that I haven't. I've had a lot of other success, and I've had a lot of failure as well. Okay, so I believe I'm supposed to be taking this out. Right on. We do bill the whole time. We do not. Yeah, you can't. I don't think that you can. Can't bill for your driving, probably. Maybe a little bit of it, depending on how far it is. But, you know, if people are looking at their bill and they're like, oh, why do we pay these guys for X, Y, and Z? So, did you see? You probably didn't. I don't think I put up any videos. I should have, of me doing the... I had a little bobcat because I was doing some work for my accountant, and she... I mean, I would imagine bobcat is still probably about that, right? My buddy told me 125 an hour, so I was like, okay, well, but I'm not a great operator. I mean, you saw me in the other machines, so if you were paying me, I guess that's the question is, well, there's what you bill out and what you get paid, which are two different numbers as well, right? Well, and here's another thing, excavation is what would your time be worth if you came to Colorado and did a campground full of whatever the dirt work is that you needed? What would that be worth to you? Because I may end up doing that. And I'm not sure if I... Okay. So I'm making headway on doing something. I don't know if I'm doing it correctly, but... Jesus loves Democrats, but he hates their sin. That's for all of us, not just Democrats. But yeah, I feel like that's my posture is, you know, well, a little bit easier to see the apparent sin that some political parties endorse, but I mean, let's be real, we all sin. And I think that it's very common though that we have that hierarchy of sin in our life where, you know, it's worse to be a homosexual than it is to lust after a woman as a heterosexual. And I just have to remind myself of that, to take myself off that high horse that I can get on. All right, so this is where I'm at.
What's up, YM? How are you doing? Been a while since I seen you. And I actually may have a client in Wyoming, so if I go up there, we should meet up. I don't know what part you're in though. The carburetor is from the generator, the project that never ends. And thank you, Luke. I appreciate that. Trump team type W. There have been issues in live chat. Please end live stream to fix the issue. Doesn't look like it. I would love to come out there and visit. It would be a vacation, and we could go over the campground idea. Yeah, if you're out here, then I would love to see you. You can stay with me if you want. We can go out and camp on the property. It would be fun. I could show you around, man. Colorado would be awesome. YM, I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, you tell them YM. All right, so are we putting this together now, Luke, or am I supposed to do something else with it? So when I cleaned it, I cleaned all of, this is the new one for the record. So I cleaned it, I put it all back together. It did the same exact thing, which makes me think that it's not the carburetor, right? Man, I can't look it up right now, but I'll let you know, YM. You should drop me an email and I'll tell you if you want. No pressure. Get some brake cleaner and spray it clean. Okay. This is a new carburetor, so it shouldn't have any buildup in it. But let's see what I got in here. I have a bucket of junk in my truck. But so how much excavation, unless you want me using your real name, excavation, how much work is there if you did? So I found out that if I applied and I got this, if I got the property rezoned, which I think the city said, or the county said would cost me about $5,000. How much does the dirt work look on that? If I was to do, so I could go up to 1,000 camping sites. I don't think that I want to do that. All right, and then here we go. All right, so I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't really necessarily, this all evaporates. All right, so I probably don't need it there. Don't I want to soak it in, do I want to soak it in there? Like all the little parts? Because we're basically re-cleaning this, right? And you can see, I mean, got a little line around it, but can't see. So I thought about developing campgrounds. I actually have a guy out there that's already camping on my property. That's part of how I pay for it. So I got a pretty good deal where I had a guy carry the loan on it. So I only pay spray the small ports and the carb. Okay. This is what we had done previously, just didn't know. Think it could still be dirty? It's brand new. I guess if nothing else, it's good practice. spray. If you have small spray on the brake cleaner, it'll work better. Small straw. Oh, I know. I don't have it. I don't know where it went. It's long gone. All right. Believe that to be sufficient. Okay. So I sprayed all the small ports on this bad boy, and then I also was soaking the other parts in the brake cleaner. So I just put them in the lid like that, but there's some still in there. All right, so we got that done. So yeah, let me know what to do next. But yeah, Annan, if I rezoned it, it looks like I could put up to 1,000 camp spots, which I don't think I probably would want to do, just because everybody would be right on top of themselves, unless like if it was super cheap. But I mean, if you do the math, that would be a huge rate of return. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at constructing out there. So I'm assuming that I'm just putting this thing back together. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like, I wonder if these things are just problematic. Like, I saw some issues online, but I think Lowe's sells this generator, so it shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, excavation. I mean, yeah, if you figure what's the average rent on I'd probably want to do long-term camping, maybe leave some for short-term if people want to just pop in, but I don't really want to run a campground. I'd rather just have like long-term renters out there, because I don't want to do constant turnover. Let's see, that's screwed back in there. What's up, Brittany, the real one? How are you? Is that Justice? All the utilities would probably have to be engineered with a campground that size. Yeah, I would definitely have to do that. So it's, I don't know, it would be a lot. And the planning, so have you thought about cabins or RVs? Yeah, actually I started with what I have out there. If you look in some of the late videos, I actually have, why does this look like the threading was wrong on this? If you look at some of those, I have like construction trailers basically, and the construction trailers are, how do you know which way this goes in? I guess if it goes on like this went like that, or it doesn't matter. And this guy goes down in there, I guess. Yeah, good. What are you up to, Justice? That's a big belly, Joseph. Thank you. It's actually much more muscle than you would imagine, but it does need to be leaned out. Beat Excavation 99 in points, LOL. You need to. Oh yeah? Is it a race? Excavation, that's my son. He's with his mom, so it's all right. He can come and do planks with us, Justice. Justice is actually doing pretty good, hitting the gym. Okay. So, think like that, right? I don't know if this matters too much, does it? Because it doesn't. Yeah. Alright, so let's scratching my head, literally. Alright. Flat screwdriver. So yeah, I thought about doing that. Maybe even, well, it's like, love to find if somebody had downtime and they could come in, do time. When was the last time I ate a salad? You're not gonna believe it, Joseph, but all of my meal prep is vegetables. So try adjusting the idle okay, let's give it a shot. Yeah, Joseph, I'll prove it. Let me know if you want me to walk in and show you my fridge. Alright, so, but everybody thinks that. It's just, I don't know, it's just the way my body looks. Alright. And I'm actually okay with it. I don't mind it. Alright, let me know if I'm doing something. Yeah, I wonder. How do you adjust that speed? Okay, like that. And oh, not yet. I wonder if this thing is jacked up, because can't that control some of that too? If it's got that valve in the bottom of it. My concern is that I wonder if I have maybe that thing got beat up and it's not working properly. Okay. That's on. That's on. These guys. So, Luke, did you say you're 14? Justice, my son, is 12, and he's now been to the point where he tells me to do stuff, and sometimes I haven't done it, and then it turns out that he was right. So, if people challenge you on your age, don't let them give you too much grief. Just let your work speak for itself. Alright, let's see. Any ideas at this point, guys? Yeah, could have fooled you. When was the last time you shot a gun? That's right, excavation. I'm not talking about BB guns. Oh, you're funny. You didn't watch my other videos, did you? You wanna have a lift off? I'll challenge you. Actually, I have a couple guns. I don't like shooting a lot just because I don't feel like it's just not economically wise because it's expensive. And Admiral Kirk, I hope that you feel relief. Alright, so I don't understand why people like coming on and talking smack, but they do. And it's like, that's all good. But I also feel like, I like watching arm wrestling on YouTube sometimes, and these guys I'll tell you what, like, I'm strong, but those guys are like a quantum leap. Like, I feel like they're a quantum leap ahead of me, and arm wrestling they're different muscles, but I've trained them in the way that they train them, and the amount that they lift is just astronomical, especially Levon. Now, I personally think his technique sucks, but he's using a lot of, you could call it body English or language or whatever, but he's strong. I can't get anywhere close to, I guess if I was doing that myself, I still feel like I would be way, way far behind. And now they are using performance enhancing drugs, but at least that's what I've heard. It doesn't really matter if that's like the rules of the game, right? It is what it is. So, all right. How confident are you guys? Did I forget anything? I do have this return spring right here. And excavation. If you're going to start a YouTube channel, you're going to have a lot of this Joseph Morris type activity where people are telling you that you're fat or stupid or, homosexual, whatever. Take your pick. That's probably the least favorite part of it, although it's just like, I don't know. I had older brothers, so it's like, whatever. Somebody feels like they want to bring you down to their level, and that's fine, because they don't want to rise to yours. And this definitely looks, where does that go? But I feel like, okay, if that opens the throttle, maybe it needs to be pulled back towards. They do say, Alex Ramosi has said, most people give up after they do their first episode, so really, success is in the failure. You just have to be okay with the fact that you're probably gonna fail. You're gonna fail. I mean, like I have another channel, and it's starting very slowly, but maybe Maybe it just goes on here. It's starting very slowly, but it's gaining momentum little by little. I'm not trying to win overnight because that's not going to work. You got pretty tough skin. Applaud you treating everyone like Jesus. I try to, man. I mean, I'm still human, but a lot of that stuff, most of it, you just got to realize most people just want to come in and get a reaction out of you, and that's probably the bigger challenge than anything, is just having the right heart posture when people just want to talk smack. Especially, it's like, I guarantee you, if he was here, he wouldn't say that to my face. I mean, we as men know, like, that stuff just doesn't, I don't know, even if I've seen some people do, I guess, stuff like that, but it's pretty rare in public unless you're really ready to fight. Most people that want to fight, they like fighting, so they're already in like boxing or MMA or something anyways. All right. So, but thank you for telling me. I appreciate that. This is a good opportunity to walk it out and practice. Okay, so we have that. The rest of this, I think we might be ready to give this a shot. Hiya, Shakira, how are you? Been a while since I seen you. Are you working right now? John Doe, why do you hate yourself? Let's work on that, man. There's probably plenty of things to like about you. Everyone hiding behind a screen. Yeah, that's for sure. I'll tell you what, man. I mean, when it comes out, it's like, it's the most unreal thing you've seen. Like, we had road rage the other day in front of my office. Guy got out of his car to confront the dude, and the person that was being confronted just ran him over, like left him there. He took off and he left him there, basically to die. He left in an ambulance, and he was, I guess, bleeding pretty heavily. All right, you guys ready for this? Let's do this thing. If you're still with us, Luke, I don't know. All right. Gas. I'm gonna try to start it the old-fashioned way. Why does it just sound like it doesn't want to start? It's like, I have a carburetor on backwards or something dumb. Oh, it's leaked a little bit somewhere. Something fake. What does that mean? Put. So, yeah, so I checked, because I thought that was my earlier thought, was that I was like, I don't think that this thing is getting fuel.
because other people have expressed that same issue. But then I pulled the line, and the line is the line seems like it's getting plenty of fuel as well. So I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. So I think what I'm gonna do is, because I did so Austin when excavation, when I had pulled that off, basically I guess my thought here is that maybe the vacuum actuates some part of the carburetor more than we're aware, because I think all of us are kind of in. The only person who thought that was actually Bossy, but I kind of agree that it could, those little holes in this, whatchamacallit, could be, I think that those could be, it could be problematic if the carburetor's not getting the right, because it's looking like a carburetor issue, right? But it's not. When we pull it apart, that's a brand new carburetor as well, but it's still doing the same thing as the first carburetor, even before we cleaned it. So I think I'm gonna do that, unless you guys have any other ideas. But then I guess we've kind of narrowed it down in the essence of, like, it's not the carburetor itself, but it might be something that affects it. Like if there's a significant vacuum source from the engine, that vacuum canister, and also maybe that's creating a fill delivery issue. That's kind of my thought. So spark plug, yeah, I just don't think it would. Why would it start and run? Like, it starts pretty easy, but it's like a continuous thing. So I feel like either air, fuel, or spark is being not delivered after. And it seems like I think that there's a proper amount of fuel coming through the tank and the line, but I don't think that whatever's happening inside the carburetor seems to be, because if it started right up every time, I don't think that it would be a spark issue, because unless the spark just stopped. Max! I feel like the cat wants to get out. So I'm just kind of walking through the rationale. I wonder if oil has anything to do with it. It's annoying when people talk smack, that's true. But those guys use supplements. Well, yeah, a lot more than supplements. Check the oil level. I did wonder that. I guess we didn't actually look at that. Wouldn't that be funny if we have done all this work only for it to be an oil sensor? All right, let's do that. I do have a little bit of oil right here. Let's put my question is, why is that in the little filter thing, unless that fell out of a gas can? Oh, gas level. I don't feel like that. Huh. Interesting. All right, so all right, let's do oil. Yeah, that happens with the old one. It was like with the pressure washer, stupid. Yeah, it is, that's for sure. All right, so let's do it onto this guy. Also heard you can pull a wire and it has the same effect as Alright, say on to vacuum line issues. RIP glasses, don't tilt the generator. I'll give a false reading. I just was tilting it away from the drain plug. So it would, the oil would go into the back, but you're right. Let me see if I have a tissue up here. Looks like it has enough. Alright, so where's your napkins, Justice? All right.